What's going on, everybody? My name's Ben. I'm a MetaZoo player from the Cleveland area. Currently ranked 8th on the MetaZoo Play Network with, I think, a 71% win rate. And most of those wins have been with Fearsome Critters. Fearsome Critters are a deck that haven't really been prominent in this meta, but certainly in the past metas, it's been a decent deck. But since Native came out, I've been able to add a few things that have been making it slide right into the current meta, and I've been seeing a lot of success with it. So I'm just going to talk about the deck that I use, and hopefully that people can try it out, and we can see some more critters in the meta. Alright, my fourth walls, I'm using a mushroom. It's going to be for my forest elemental. My forest elemental is going to get convert from that. My plant's going to be for growth, making sure I can draw that 5 cards. That's really good for critters. Bag of sand's going to be for the sand paint shield. It's going to be for my side deck. I'll make a separate video on side deck stuff. And then eye drops is for Squonk. With the most recent, or one of the most recent fourth wall updates, Squonk, his ability to gain an immortal if you're crying real tears, it can be triggered by eye drops, which are claimable item. So if you're claiming eye drops, Squonk gets immortal, but if your opponent is claiming eye drops, then he just dies. So I usually side deck him just in case they don't have it. Alright, Aura. It's a low Aura deck because Roperite has convert, and you can run 6 Roperites. So I just run 3 regular Forest Aura, 2 Prism. That'll help me because I splash light in this deck. And then Sylvan Muds, which normally I just treat them as Forest Auras unless I have my Sand Paint Shield in from the side deck. Lightning into bottles, running 5 of those. Traditionally you use that on like just a Roperite. Like you play a Roperite and then bottle, convert, Gumbaroo, bottle, convert, Roperite, and just keep playing critters, which you can still do in this deck. But a lot of the times I'm using my lightning in the bottle on Calipode, and I'll get to that here in a second. Beastie is my forest elemental. He's like a little barrier for status effects if you can get him out. He's only got 5 LP, but he does have spirit, so he'll just get killed by like a spell or something. A lot of times I'll get him out, use him for a convert, and just kind of let him protect my beasties from status effects. Roperite, super good. 1 drop, convert. His ability, you can fatigue him to remove flying from a target, so this is good against like light elemental, or I guess not light elemental, but anything flying. Stuff with wings. Rainbow Crow, take that out. And yeah, he's like your aura generator. You know, you're low on aura, but you have 3 Roperites out. That's 4 aura you have on the field. Gumbaroo, he's like the star of the deck usually. You can reduce all combat damage that he would take to 0. So this is like, if you're blocking with a Gumbaroo, he won't take any damage, or if somebody attacks Gumbaroo, he won't take any damage. But if you're blocking with Gumbaroo, he can only defend as much as his health is. So if somebody's swinging for 100 and you defend with Gumbaroo, and he has 90 health, you can only defend 90, and that 10 will still go through. Azima, she's really good in critters. She's 2 forest, 1 light, invisible, and convert. Her contractability is that you can choose 2 different Terras. Those Terras are considered active until this beastie leaves the arena. She gets daytime and forest bonus, so usually I just choose those 2. But she's swinging for 60 with her Terra bonuses. She has poison 3. And then her attack effect is target beastie or caster recovers LP equal to the total damage dealt by this attack. So you're swinging for 60, you can heal yourself for 60, or a beastie you have for 60 every time she attacks. Hoopsnake, he also got an errata update where he has a discard effect now. So if a caster slings a Morpheus or a fireball at one of your creatures, you can discard Hoopsnake and redirect it by rolling a dice and having the die roll equal the cost of the spell or greater. This is super good against anything with a 1 or less cost because you'll automatically roll a 1 or higher. So Morpheus, you can redirect an Absorbora at their own crystals. Just a lot of play with Hoopsnake. I usually keep 2 in the main deck just in case I run into spells, and then I'll side deck them out if I'm not playing against anything spell heavy. Calipode, he's a super good 1 light, 1 forest critter. He has convert, but he also has a ton of effects on him, and I'm going to get into those because they really help Fearsome Critter play the way that I like it. So first off, his arena effect, when opposing caster produces a sound that triggers a 4th wall effect, up to 3 target beasties gain 10 LP. So in the current meta, you're seeing a lot of Raven Mockers, you're seeing a lot of Jogas. Both of those produce sounds for their 4th wall effect. So every time Joga beats on his drum, you can give 3 target beasties plus 10 LP. Every time Raven Mocker caws, you can give plus 3 beasties 10 LP, and you know, with critters that really adds up. He's a fearsome critter, so he adds to the tribal boost, but he does not have tribal boost himself. He has 60 LP, which is pretty beefy for a 2-drop critter. But his other active ability is that you can do a happy jig, and if you do, all beasties you control deal plus 10 attack damage until the end of the turn. So combine that with the next card, Bursting Spiderlings. Create 10 awakened Bursting Spiderling tokens, so you can fatigue your Calipode and take your Bursting Spiderlings, which would normally be 10 beasties swinging for 5, so 50 damage. You fatigue Calipode, and the Bursting Spiderlings are now doing 150 damage. You then Lightning in a Bottle Calipode, they're now doing 250 damage, and you can just keep adding on to that as long as you combo it right. Second place Metal. This isn't really needed in the deck since you have the Calipode, so I just play it because I have it. This isn't the updated version, and I'll post the updated version on the screen, but it'll add another 25 damage to that attack of that Spiderling. So if you just have a Metal and Spiderlings, you know, you have, instead of 50 damage, you now have 300 damage because they're all swinging for 30. Going into the spells, Second Anniversary is just a good counter. It stops New Year's, New Beginnings, you know, Power Up Red, and also the Cryptid Nation promo. The Cryptid Nation promo has been seeing a lot of play in this meta because, you know, a lot of these Joga decks rely on all these fusion auras, and these fusion auras are all Earth. So a lot of times you have a Slide Rock Boulder in there. A Slide Rock Boulder can be really annoying. You know, for critters, you know, if you get a Toxic Waters on it, you can just bounce it back with Gumbaroo. So it's not like the worst thing in the world. And if they take your aura, you have a lot of Convert. So critters can play around it a lot, but it's just better to get rid of it so that I can't get it out. New Year's is nice because rather than traditional New Beginnings, nothing really in your critters deck isn't going to be worth tossing to get rid of your opponent's entire hand. And you can flood your hand pretty fast with all the Convert. So a lot of times you'll be able to New Year's Beginnings like without anything in your hand. Bookmark, good additional draw. Growth, the best draw card in the game. Power Up Red, a lot of times in this deck I try like to put it on Roperite, just so that if you put it on a Gumbaroo, he'll get burned by something or put to sleep. Or they're always usually focused on Gumbaroo more than Roperites. Or I put it on a Seatma because you put it on a Seatma, she's doing 160 damage. You're healing yourself for 160 damage, and if you just bottle her, you can heal yourself back up from pretty low situations. Absorb Aura, a lot of the decks in the current meta are using a lot of Aurifacts, so these are just a free draw and stops their aura play, especially with critters. I mean, there's two ways you can play it right now, very offensively or defensively, so this just kind of helps you be right in the middle and stop their aura. Opalescent Moss, it's Aurifact. I only run 2 in the deck, just because it's Forest and Light, so it'll help out the deck. My side deck, I'm not really going to get too much into the side deck because I'll make a separate video on it. I build my side deck on what I play in my local meta. So I play against a lot of, there's water, so I'll keep the Mistletoe in there. Blinding Blizzard, there's a lot of Giants. Giants are everywhere in the meta. Powder Turquoise has been a good option to keep my Gumbaroo safe, especially with a lot of Rainbow Crows out there. I'll play a Gumbaroo, put this under him. If I'm playing against like a light deck, they'll play a Rainbow Crow, swing it right at my Gumbaroo, and this at least saves them for a turn. Smoky Spirits, same thing, just been trying to keep my stuff safe. And then Toxic Waters helps a lot with Worms and Raven Mockers. Token Pod's actually really nice against Raven Mockers and Lead Elementals. And then Sandpaint Shield, again, that's why I have the Bag of Sand and the Mud Fusions. It's really good against a lot of heavy status effect damage decks. So that's the basics of the critters that I'm running right now, and I'll make a little more in-depth video about the side deck and about critters in the meta. So appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll catch you later.